Question for the lice babies. You do understand, right, that not...
Hold up.
Question for the lice babies. You do understand, right, that...
She just called white folks lice babies? Yeah, the race war's coming soon, folks. The disrespect is disrespecting. The race war's coming soon.
Not everyone who's asking for reparations is asking for that in the form of money, right? You know, it's not always about financial payment, right? Because there are people like me who don't want your money at all, knowing that if we get reparations in the form of money, it's like us giving it to ourselves. The reparations doesn't come out of your pocket, white man. I don't know why you think that you'll be digging in your pocket and handing us some money. The reparations would be coming from the United States government, from our tax dollars. We have put into that government. So it will be coming from us. We will literally be paying ourselves. So how would that make us whole again if we're paying it to ourselves? The only thing that could ever make us whole again in my eyes is if you give your life for the lives that were took. Life for life. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, blood for blood. We want our land back, and we want the lives of the lice babies. That will be our reparations. Black power forever.
Ah, Jesus. Give me strength. Okay. All right. Couple weeks back, somebody in my comment section told me that at least 50% of black people in their city, whether that city was Brooklyn or the Bronx or whatever it was, they said at least 50% of them think like this woman right here, Umita Jones, right? That's the female counterpart of Umar Johnson. This is Umita Jones. That's who that is right here. Folks, we have a very serious problem on our hands. And I've tried to warn some of y'all. I've tried to, infuse this message in some of my other videos, is to say that these people, let me bring this nutcase back up here. These people, and when I say these people, I mean exactly what I mean. These people. What do you mean, these people? I mean these damn psychopaths. These people will never be satisfied. There is not enough that you can do. There is not enough that you can say. There is not enough that you can give that will allow them to be satiated. They are vacuums. They are black holes. They will never be satisfied. There is never enough. You can give them all the reparations in the world. Give them $1 million each. And they will come back in a year after they have squandered that money. And they will not only be begging, but they will be protesting. They will be burning down, looting, and blaming the white man for not doing anything for them. That's who these people are. These people are resentful. They are bitter. They are angry. They are insecure. They will see you winning. They will see how you won. They will see you work your way up from poverty into where you are now, and they will hate you for it. They will blame. They will complain. And now it's gotten to the point where money is not enough, because she'll still take your money. Look at these crazy psychotic guys here. She is having an episode. They will take your money, but now she's saying they also want to take your life. This is probably the third video of this type that I've made, and I'm not going to stop reporting on this because it has to be seen, and we got to talk about this. You know, imagine back in, 1960s and prior, and just letting these sorts of things happen. There would have never been a Martin Luther King if it was just, well, let's go along to get along, and we're not going to make anything of this. No. It had been a problem for hundreds of years. So now that it's not even that the tables have turned, because the people who are existing right now are not the ones who existed prior. If I had to pay for my granddaddy's sins, I would be paying for the rest of my life. That is not my responsibility. I should not be beholden to whatever it is that my ancestors did. God honest truth. Now, this conversation of reparations has gotten ridiculous in the past God knows how many decades. It's gotten out of control. And it is nothing more than a ploy to get something that an individual did not earn. Do you know how difficult it is to retain wealth? No, genuinely, how difficult. There is a smaller percentage of those who are going to have money given to them, a trust given to them, whatever it is, that are able to not only sustain it, but grow it, as opposed to those, who squander it and lose it or whatever it may be. So if somebody has sustained wealth from 100, 150 years ago, 80, 70, 2 generations ago, and they have built that wealth, there's something they had to do in order to continue to sustain that wealth. Now, somebody ran up on you in real time, in your lifetime, I'm talking to you, El Moesha. If somebody ran up on you and took your stuff, took your house, took your this, took your that, took your this, they owe you because they took what was yours from you physically, here, in reality, not in made up land. They took what was yours. Therefore, they owe you. Nobody else owes you. I know the message is difficult to hear. Nobody owes you or I a damn thing. So the money part, I know y'all been crying about the money for a long time now. A long time. And I'm a tether baby. That's what they like to call me now, tether, because I don't have my roots in America. Even though I live a majority of my life in America, I'm an American citizen, I'm a tether baby. But I don't believe that, those who treated my father the way that they did, because he grew up in apartheid in Zimbabwe. He was literally the first class of boys to go to an all-white school. It was, I think, 6 of them. Not once has he complained about, I need my reparations. Instead, after apartheid, he built his business up. He built himself into a successful man in the best way he could. And he surrounded himself with the very same type of individuals. There are others who are crying to this day about, the white man needs to do this, the white man needs to do that, even though they're kicking the white man out. It's like they need to do this, but also, to hell with them. We're taking their stuff, but also we need their help because now we're starving. Okay, fantastic. But this right here, folks, this again, that's why y'all heard what y'all heard. She wants life for life. What does that mean? What does life for life mean? So she wants white people to be unalived. That's what she wants. She's talking about an eye for an eye. Again, somebody comes up in your house and takes a loved one's life. You may feel that you are justified to take that person's life. But we're talking about 20, 30, 50, 100, 150, 200 years ago. That something happened to somebody in your lineage, happened or did not happen. You actually don't know. You don't know what the plantation was like. It's funny. It's like reparations. Is it going to be weighed upon who went through the most struggle? Some people had a master who was the equivalent of a, what's his name? Candy from Django. Just a brutal slave master. And then others may have had, the master like Thomas Jefferson, where basically you are all house, quote unquote, gross. Y'all have a better quality of life than some of the people around you who aren't enslaved because you are in the house of, somebody who is of power, etc. So it's like, okay, are you going to get a little less than the other person, right? Is that how that system's going to work? So you want an eye for an eye. Fantastic. So if your, ancestors were treated like treasure versus treated like less than an animal, less than an object, where's the life for a life there? That's just the logic, but it's deeper than logic here. We're dealing with individuals who have been possessed with hatred and bitterness. El Moesha is tripping. Let's run that back one more time. This is unbelievable. Sometimes I always have to prepare myself for whatever, in the quote unquote line of work that I'm in. But damn,
Question for the lice babies. You do understand, right,
Lice
that not
babies.
everyone who's asking for reparations is asking for that in the form of money, right? You know, it's not always about financial payment, right? Because there are people
Do y'all
like me
see the
who
hatred in
don't
them
want your
eyes?
money
The
at all,
psychosis as well as the
knowing that
hatred.
if we get reparations in the form
Look how much hatred there is.
of money, it's like us giving it to ourselves. The reparations doesn't come out of your pocket, white man. I don't know why you think that you'll be digging in your pocket and handing us some money. The reparations would be coming from the United States government, from our tax dollars we have put into that government. So it will be coming from us. We will literally be paying ourselves. So how would that make us whole again? If
Yeah, we're gonna get into the comments. This is too ridiculous. I'm sorry. Yeah. This is too ridiculous. What they talking about in here? What they talking about? Ain't talking about none. All right, 600,000 black and white men gave their lives to free your ass. Too much blood was shed. No reparations required. Facts. Facts. Yeah. What about them? What about the other half? You know, because it was the secession of the states. What about those who actually fought in defense and they're abolitionists? What about them? It's not good enough because it's never good enough because, again, you're hate-filled. But if some gets you first, it's racism and you'll be victim, right? Yep, facts. Reparations have already been paid by 360,000 soldiers who died. Truth in the black experiment has failed. Not because of white culture or white privilege or white racism. The fundamental problem is that black culture has evolved into or devolved into an unfixable and crime-ridden mess. They do not want to change their culture or society and expect others to tolerate their violence and amoral behavior. They have become socially incapable with other races by their own design, not because of the racism of others, but by their own hatred of non-blacks. Facts. They don't understand that white people aren't out to get black people. They're just exhausted with them. Everybody's tired of y'all. Everybody. We're tired. The ones of us who are quote unquote divesting, we're tired of y'all. We don't want to be around you. We don't want to deal with you. We don't want to do a damn thing with you. El Moesha, we're tired. We're tired. We're exhausted. They are exhausted by the social pathologies, the violence, the endless complaints, and the blind racial solidarity. My God, will you ever get over the race thing? I don't give a that I'm melanated and you melanated. I don't know you. You are nothing like me. You and I are not the same. And y'all say that all the time. We are not the same. We are not the same. You are problematic. There's something wrong with you. Something mentally is missing. You are unhinged. We are not the same. What else we got here? The bottomless pit of grievances, the excuses, and the reflexive animosity. Hatred, bitterness, resentment, the spirit of Satan himself. That's what y'all are carrying around with you. And you call yourself people of God, but truly you're given over to evil, vile natures. I mean, my God. And if the shoe fits, please wear it. Please wear it because I'm talking to you if the shoe fits. If it's not you, then you're not offended. I'm not offended when somebody says those things about black people because I'm not that person. I know who I am. But we have to be honest about this. This has become the mainstream culture. We love to say it's a subculture. It's not sub anything. It's not sub anymore. This is the mainstream culture. And so I will spend the rest of my life, if necessary, talking about it, being targeted as a sellout and this, that, and a third, until it is completely shamed into oblivion. It is eradicated. It is gone forever, done for. That is the only true sense of freedom you will ever have as any human being, let alone black folks. You want freedom? You got it. Stop playing victim and take back control of your life. Simple. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, if you'd like to stay around, make sure to click that little subscribe button down there, or you can show some love by going to the description below and clicking on the button titled Buy Me a Coffee. Leave a little something there, or click on the Cash App. Leave a little something here. Till the next time, peace.
I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 365, that's a full rotation. I see you looking up, you know them constellations. Constantly gazing like house of praises, you get to praising.